It's a new day. That means another change with Hotel Xcaret Arte. My name is Christina and I am the owner of Sensational Travel. We specialize in all things Grupo Xcaret, and I threw my back out last night, the night before my 40th birthday. But I just want to talk to you guys about this new change that has now occurred as of this morning. Yesterday I told you guys that if staying in Artistas or Junior Suite, Master Suite, or Presidential Suite, that meant that you would no longer have access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico and their amenities. However, now only Artistas guests do not have access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico. If you are staying in a Junior Suite, Master Suite, or Presidential Suite, you still will continue to have access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico. If you are staying in Artistas in a Junior Suite, Master Suite, or Presidential Suite, you will have access to Xcaret Mexico. It's just these higher room categories. It doesn't matter which casa you're staying in, you will continue to have access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico. If you had a reservation at the hotel, made a reservation at the hotel for your room prior to July 5th, your access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico will still be granted, even if it's months from now. You will still be granted access over there, as this change has notated this access for reservations made prior to July 5th. A lot of changes here, and I think there's just a lot going on with the hotel. Some things, just because I love the properties doesn't mean that I can't be a critic of some of the things that they're doing at the hotel. I think it's important to not necessarily hold something on a high pedestal here, and then also be silent about certain things that should be criticized. I know both people on each side of the aisle are going to be upset about this change and what's happening, right? You're going to have people staying in Artistas that are going to be upset that they are not going to have access to Hotel Xcaret Mexico, and then you're going to have people who are going to be upset or upset in the timeshare who don't want people to be over at Xcaret Mexico, right? Because they're paying for this timeshare. And so I just think anyways, nobody's gonna be happy with the situation. I'm also upset about the situation because you're paying a premium price to stay in Artistas, and if you're not going to have access to Xcaret Mexico, then the price should reflect that. I think the only way to kind of make this not necessarily totally right is that with the expansion eventually of Xcaret Arte and additional restaurants, that's is going to compensate for the lack of restaurants at Arte.